All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda, and I'm the Client Relationship Manager here at Empower Physical Therapy. I am here with the Stephanie Crowley, and we are going to find a little bit about, we hear this so much. What are your thoughts on MRIs?
Yes. Oh my gosh, we get this question all the time on like, do you need to see my MRI? And do I need to get an MRI? And so MRIs are used way too often. A lot of it's because doctors don't have a lot of time. So they just want to image you, see what's in the image, and then say like, okay, this is what's going on. And that's what we need to do. The problem is that when you look at the research on MRIs, it's not great. Like, so you could take 100 people that have pain. Doesn't matter. Like 100 people that have no pain whatsoever. They literally can do everything they want to be able to do. And if you go and you do an MRI on them, 60 to 80% of those people are going to show something, whether it's a herniated disc, arthritis, a meniscal tear in the knee, a rotator cuff tear in the shoulder, a labral tear in the hip. They're going to show something on the MRI. And, the reason why I say 60 to 80 is because as we get older, we tend to see more things because it's just kind of like what I describe is as we get older, we get wrinkles on our face. It's just a part of the normal aging process. Well, these little meniscal tears or rotator cuff tears or degenerative changes or whatever that else is going on, they find are just normal wear and tear. So if you have these things before surgery, before you have your pain, and then you image it, is that really something that was there before, or was it always there? You don't know. And so just because you start hurting, you've got to really figure out, like, is that really what's going on? Because I always tell people, like, where the side of the pain is often not where the source of the problem is coming from. So we've got to look at the whole big picture. And, I always say, like, if you need an MRI because it's going to change your course of action, like you're determining like what kind of surgery you need. So for instance, maybe you tore your ACL and you're not really sure, like, how bad was it? Well, we need to do an image to see like what kind of surgery we might have to do on it. Well, then yes, we need to have an MRI. If there's red flags or things aren't progressing or things like that, then yes, those are things that we need to have imaging, but it should not be a first defense. It's very expensive selfie. You could do way better with your money. It does not give you any indications of how we are going to treat you and what we are going to do. It's just expensive.
Okay. Yeah, totally makes sense. And kind of piggybacking on that, we also hear, because people do get MRIs, as you know, and they're like, do you want to see it? I mean, that's really, between you and your patients when you're having those conversations. What about getting another MRI? Say it's been 4 or 5 years. They want to see, is it getting any worse? I mean, what do you think about comparing MRIs or any imaging? Is that necessary, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and again, I just don't think it's necessary because what are you trying to get out of it? If it's going to change your treatment, then sure, like we might need to look into doing an MRI. But if you're just trying to compare to see like, how bad is my back? My back was like this 4 years ago, and now I want to see if it's any different. Well, maybe it's the same because that's the way it was, and that's the way your body is. What happens as you get older? Maybe it's gotten worse. But here's my question. Are you worse? No. Okay, well then you don't need to have one because you are actually doing fine. And even if you have a little aches and pains, we can teach you how to get rid of those aches and pains. There's things that you're doing throughout the day that you might need to adjust a little bit. Or maybe it's, you need to go back to doing the exercise that we showed you, but there's no point in comparing because honestly, it could be worse, but you feel better. Oh, well, which would you rather have? Oh, I think I'd rather feel better and put like, $1,400 in my pocket and than to just compare things. So, yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time today talking about MRIs and your thoughts on that. And we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.